Welcome everyone. Today we are going to create a mini project based on HTML, CSS and JavaScript. I have named it dice game. Let me show you the final output, what we are exactly going to make. So this will be our final output. We have two dices and we have a play button. If I press the play button, you can see that up here we have the winner name. Okay, let's roll it again. Yep. Okay, so let's start making this. I will write all the codes in VS Code. So at first let me open a new window in VS Code. Here it is. Now in the desktop I will target a folder to hold all my project files. I will create a folder, dice game. Here it is, and select folder. Okay, now we are inside the dice game folder. Okay, so inside it I need to create three separate files. One is for HTML, another is for CSS and another is for JavaScript. So here is our HTML file, here is our CSS file, and here is our JavaScript file. Okay, so at first we will start with the structuring of the website with HTML. Yep, at first I need the basic HTML boilerplate, this code. Okay, so inside the body section we will write all the codes. At first let me change the name of the web page, dice game. Okay, now let's check our page in the browser. Yep, here it is. We have the name dice game up here and we have a blank page. We will take references from this page, that how we need to structure and what div we will place where. Okay, so if we check this page, we have four different sections. First section is this one, which is holding the winner name. In the second section we have the player 1 and this dice image. In section 3 we have this player 2 and this dice image, and in section 4 we have this play button. Okay, we will check this in inspect tool as well. Yep, here is our section 1, section 2, section 3 and section 4. So we need 1, 2, 3 and 4 divs. Okay, so let's start. Here is our first div. I will give it a class which is WinDiv. Okay, this div will be this one. Now for the middle one I need a div, and inside which I will place two separate child divs. One is this, another is this one. Okay, two child divs. I will give them a class name also. Dice child, and this is our dice parent. Okay, and I need another div to hold the play button, so I will name it button div. Cool. Now if I check our page, as expected it's totally blank. We need to define properties for these divs to make them visible. So parallelly I will create a CSS file here, Okay, here is our CSS file. At first I need to link the CSS with our index.html. To do that, I will write here link style sheet and the address of the CSS file, which is style.css. as these two files are in the same hierarchy, so I just need to write the file name. Okay, done. Now let's target all the divs one by one. At first, WinDiv, then dice parent, one small spelling mistake, dice parent, and dice child, which is targeting this both divs, and last one, which is button div. Okay, now what I will do, let me show you the structure. So suppose in a monitor, this is a monitor screen. Okay, this is going to be our WinDiv, this is going to be our button div, and here we will be having two separate divs. This is dice child 1 and this is dice child 2. Okay, so in the WinDiv we can see that it is taking the whole width of the viewing screen. So what I will do, I will specify the width as 100 VW. Done. And I want that the height will be 20 VH. It will take 20% of the viewing screen's height. Okay, I will apply the same for the button div. Okay, nice. Now we have 20 and 20, 40, we have 60 left, so I will give the 60 to the dice parent, 60 VH. Okay, and width will be the same as the rest, 100 VW. Nice. Now if I check my page, nothing is changed. Okay, so to make the divs visible, I will give it some background colors. For the up one, I will give brown. Let's check if it's visible. Yeah, it's visible. For the second one, I will give background color aqua, and for this one I will give background color as blue violet. Okay, now let's check our page. Yeah, we have 3 different sections, but we have some margins here which are not present in this case, and this is not looking good as well, so I need to remove these margins. To do that, I will write body. I am targeting the whole body here, and margin 0. Now let's check our page. Yeah, all the margins are gone now. All the default margins are now out. Okay, now let's work with this dice child. Let's see if they are placed correctly or not. To do this, at first I will make them separate from each other by giving them different class names. and I will target them here, dice child 1 and dice child 2, dice child 1 and here dice child 2. Let's give them some background colors as well. I will give it yellow, and for this I will use Azure. Okay, now let's recheck it. I have done some mistake. What mistake I have done? Okay, the mistake is I have not specified the height and width for these childs, so Ctrl C and Ctrl V, Ctrl V here as well. But here we have to do one modification, that we can see here that the child divs are parallelly one beside another, so they are taking 50% of the viewing width. To do this I need to change it to 5 and this to 5 as well. Now they are taking 50%. Now let's check the page. Yeah, we can see here that we have the yellow here, right? But the Azure is down here. They are one below another. We need to place them parallelly. Okay, so how we do that? I will go to the dice parent. Here we don't need this anymore. I will remove it and I will just define display as flex. Now let's check our page. Yeah, we can see that now two child divs are one beside another. Okay, this was our desired output and we have that now done. Now we need some image files. As you can see that we have these dice images and display button images. I have already downloaded them, and you can get all these images in the GitHub repo. I have already added the link in the description. Okay, in the dice game folder I will add all the images and the fonts. Okay, so let me show you the dice game folder. Yeah, here it is. Actually I am using two screens parallelly, so this is the secondary display. Okay, so this is the dice game folder, and here is our images folder. Inside the images we have all the required images here. Okay, done. Now let's move it into the inside the dice game. Nicely placed. Let's get back to the VS Code. Now what I need to do, I need to place the dices in the child divs. Okay, so in the child div, child dice 1. Now when I have tested this already, so now I will remove this separating factors, and here I will write child div, and I don't need this code anymore. Now if I check the page, okay, nothing happened. This is both the childs are having the yellow background. It's cool. Now at first what I will do, I will add the dice images inside the child divs. To do that I will define an image tag. Done. And in the image tag in the src I need to specify the location of this dice image. So for now I will just add the dice1.png. so images slash dice1.png. Now let's check the page. We have this beautiful dice here, but if we see here, the dice is nicely in the middle, both vertically and horizontally centered. Now let's get that output. I will do the same for the second div as well. Okay, now here we have both our dices. Okay, to take them at the middle, what I need to do, in the dice child I will write few lines of code. At first I will define the display as flex, then justify content center and align items center. Okay, now let's recheck our page. Yeah, they are perfectly in the middle. This gives next level satisfaction. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to add the play button. Here we have the play button.png. Let's add this. The image will be going here, so I will define the image tag here. I have already copied it. I just need to change the name of the image, which is images slash play button.png. Okay, now let's recheck the page. Here we have our big play button. I need to make it smaller and I need to take it to the middle of the div. Okay, so at first I will target the button div, and this same chunk of code goes here. Done. Beautiful. Now let's check our page. Yeah, it's in the middle. Now I need to make it smaller. To do that, what I will do, at first I need to give it a name, otherwise I can't do that. So I will give it ID. Hey bhai, ID equal to play button. Okay, now play button, I need to specify the dimension, and my desired width is 20%. Okay, it will work. Now let's check. Yeah, now it's perfectly in the middle. Done. Now what I will do, I will remove all these colors and add a beautiful background. I already have the background image here, as you can see. Okay, so let's add this. At first I will remove all the background colors. And done. Control S and here Control R. Okay, one is left. This one, Control S and here Control R. All the background images are gone. Now let's add the original background image that we are going to use. To do this, what I will do, I will go to the body, and here I will add the background image. Now here I need to add the URL of the image. So URL, and the location is images slash the image name background.png. Let's check our page now. What? Okay, I have done one mistake. This is JPG. I have added PNG, so I need to change it JPG. Okay, and here we have it. Done. Now I need to add the winner declaration text here, this one. Okay, here I am using a specific font which I need to import in the CSS file. So let me show you the font at first. Here is our font that I have already downloaded from internet. This is the word name. It has Khazadam 3D. This is a TTF file, true type font file. Okay, so let's import this file in our project. Yep, here. To import it, I need to write font face. Okay, font family, which is Zad, and the source of the file, source of the TTF file, which is basically here. Okay, src URL, same format as the background image, and here fonts slash the big name KHAZDDUM 3D dot TTF. Nice. Done. Now I need to write the main thing here. I need to add the text, the actual text. So h1, and inside h1 I'll write press shuffle to begin. Okay, now let's check our page. Here we have press shuffle to begin. I need to make some changes to it. As you can see, I need to bring it in the middle, and I need to change the font. So let's do it. At first I need to give it a class name. In this case it is WinDeck, winner declaration, in short WinDeck. Okay, now here I will target it, WinDeck, and the font is font family, is Jad. Okay, and the font weight, I want to make it bold, so bold, and the color is suppose red. It is good. Now let's check it. Yeah, but the font is not working, as you can see. I need to check what is wrong. So if we see here, I forgot to add the format of the text of the font, which is true type. Now let's recheck it. It has not changed yet. Now I need to check again what is happening here. Okay, I have found the mistake. I need to add an @ here. Done. Now let's check it. Now we have the font. Done. Now what I need to do, I need to take it to the middle. To do that, I need to write some code in the WinDiv section. So here I will just copy this chunk of code from here and paste it here nicely. Ctrl S and here Ctrl R, and now we have the name in the middle. Okay, now just one thing left, the player names, this thing. Okay, so let's add them. I need another image tag here to place our player name. I will simply change the name. The name is player1.png, so it will be player1.png. Similarly, player2.png. okay, now let's check it. We have the player1 and player2, but it should be up here, this as well. So let's do this. I will go to the child div, and here I will write a single line of code, which is flex direction column. By default the flex direction is always row wise, but if we specify it as column, it will get like this, one below another. Okay, now we have the exact same thing. Something is wrong, as we can see that the background image is not placed correctly. It is kind of shifted to the downside, so let's make it right. To do this, what I will do, I will come to my CSS file, and here I will specify the background position, which is absolutely centered, and the background size, which is going to be cover styled. Okay, sorry, this one. Yeah, now we have the same thing, as you can see. Okay, now if I see this page, when I open it in a phone, suppose S8 Plus, it is responsive. You can see that the dices are coming one below another. So let's make our web page as similar as to that one. So I will add all the responsive feature using CSS media query. So I will add here media and orientation. We have two cases. One is landscape, and another one that we have is portrait. Portrait means mobile view, and landscape means monitor view. Portrait, missing R. Okay, done. Now what I need to do, at first I need to make this div, this child divs, one below another when it's in mobile view, which means in the portrait mode. How we do that? I will simply go to this section, and here I will specify that the dice parent parent's flex direction should be column when it is in portrait mode. Now let's check it. Now if I do this, okay, it's not working. I have done some mistake. Yeah, dice parent P is capital, Control S, and here Control R, and now you can see that both our divs are one below another. But we have one problem here, that they are not center aligned, so we need to make it center aligned. So how do we fix it? We need to write a line of code here in the dice parent, that align items center Now let's check our page. We can see that the dices are in the middle now. Yep, we are done here with the responsiveness. Okay, but we can see that in the mobile view our play button is getting very smaller, so make it right. So where is our play button? Here, I'll copy it from here, and in the portrait section I will specify it as 40%. Now let's recheck it. Now we can see that our play button is now bigger than before. Okay, so here we are done with the responsiveness and all the CSS formattings. This is all for this video. In the next video we will add the main thing, the game logic, the JS code basically. Okay, so stay tuned. Tomorrow morning at 10 AM I will upload the second video. Okay, bye for today, see you tomorrow.